Attack, y'all. What is up? What is up? What is up? We don't have no Kengan action for y'all today, but we will have some Kengan action and a whole bunch of other martial artists up in here. Today's episode is going to be straight hands, as you've seen in my title. It's going to be straight hands. Our top two and runner-up, because I got too many. I'm sorry. There's too many good martial artists out here. Top two martial artists that you like from manga, anime. Ones that throw hands. We ain't got no time about no DBZ characters. Anybody can blow up a goddamn planet. We don't give a fuck. I want straight hands. Just straight hands. Fists, teeth, whatever. Whatever you throwing, we're gonna put it here. And our guest today is my usual brothers. Is Tim Barrie over here. Good old Tim Barrie. My boy Everett Jenkins. Good old Ed. And my special guest, my fighting guru man, my Akuma lover. My brother, Jason, Northern United, my boy. I was like, I need to get Derek on here. He knows his martial artist, so it's gonna be a good episode. And we're gonna throw a little something in there. Out of your two top martial artists, we're gonna throw in there two. Who would you pick as your sensei? And you have to factor in everything about them. He's like, I can train you, but you got to think of the character, personality, the training methods, how they gonna train you, all that.
So basically, if you say like, "Hey, I'd take Yujiro Hanma," basically, you're gonna
you're not getting anything out of that because you're not related to him.
Right. Yeah, that's
true. Yeah, he's just gonna beat your ass.
How many people has tried to train under him or been like, wow, you're amazing. And he's like, you got to whoop my ass first for me to teach you, bro, or something. Yeah. And that doesn't even happen. So it's like,
they all just get treated like Muhammad Ali Jr.
He doesn't like train anybody. He just pays people. He's like, oh, you can whoop my son's ass? You go do this tournament or I'll kill you.
Right. Like he just pressures people into fights. Like that's it.
He can't beat him.
It's one of those explain Baki badly, and it's like dad pays people to beat up.
Dad pays people to beat up his son,
and then they get beat up. I'm like, I should have told you he's like me. So
all right, now that I think about it, it's like that in Hunter x Hunter 2 with Jenkins.
So do we want to lay down some ground rules here? Like what disqualifies or what qualifies as a martial artist?
Someone who uses we ain't got no powers. Go ahead, Derek.
Now that we got to be careful about that because the reason, and I'll just do mine first. I'll just do mine first if that's okay.
Oh, hold on, real quick. Hold up. Like, share, subscribe, comment to the page, the YouTube channel, my Just an Anime page, and the Facebook group. Support. I love y'all. Whoever's supporting. Like I say, once I get my own stuff, I'll be doing more videos often. But wanted to mix it up a little bit today. And Derek, we'll let you explain. Go ahead, my brother.
So the first thing I'm gonna say is that I understand when it comes to powers, Dragon Ball, all that crazy shit. Yes, it's not really the factor shouldn't really be there, but there are certain scenarios within anime that have martial arts that do have powers, where it's more focused on the technique than the power itself. True. Let me explain. The one teacher that I did want to choose, hear me out. Because I usually don't like using any shonen anime whatsoever for any type of anime explanation. Because shonen anime are gateway anime for most people. And so that means they don't know a lot about other anime that's out there. Mm-hmm. I don't like to use shonen so much because then they're like, oh yeah, Naruto, I know that. No, but this one time I'm going to do it for my first teacher. Captain Yamamoto Genryusai.
Let me explain. No. I'll take
one's that?
Bleach.
Old Man Yama. Only because he fought against, as we know, Kenpachi Zaraki has potential and power, right?
Yes.
But he had no idea what the fuck he was doing. He just swung the blade until someone got fucked up. That was it. The expression that really hit me is when he trained to fight against the Arrancar. He was having, he wasn't training to fight against the Arrancar. He trained with Captain Yamamoto Genryusai previously before he became a captain. Who was like, you swing your sword wildly. You think that power comes from your Reitsu and your spiritual pressure. When all and from within your blade, in all honesty, it's about how you control your technique and the way you swing your sword that determines the power that comes from it. So this entire time, fucking Kenpachi never wanted to use the technique that was taught to him. But in the process of losing against an Arankar, a Vice Lord, which is one of the strongest whatever in Waco Mundo.
Mm-hmm.
One of the Espada,
right, one of the Espada. This guy's fucking cooking Kenpachi. They're going back and forth, and towards the end, Kenpachi's over here getting like, okay, this dude's landing some hits and shit. I don't know how I'm gonna win. He had that moment that we all see in the movies. Think back to what my teacher taught me. Captain Ginryosai said, when you have your sword, try instead of swinging it like some random baboon, put some technique in the shit and actually come down as a Kenpo step or a Kendo step.
Yep.
One foot forward, one hand up, and have your most powerful strike that way. And Kenpachi's like, look, man, this bullshit don't work. But fuck it, I tried. Fuck it, I tried everything else, right? I tried everything. I've already done everything else I can do. I took the eye patch off. I ain't got no Bankai yet. At least I don't know what it is. I don't know the damn name. But let me try this move. This man swings down, takes the whole look, the Arankar and half of the damn planet. Half the damn the cat, all this shit. The whole thing blew up. Okay, all because he did one technique. And to me, that's what I'm saying. If you ignore the part of the powers and you pay attention to how they're using it, that is what's most important to me. You have to find the martial arts and the technique. The person that I fear the most is somebody that's literally like you can see some dude in UFC videos and shit like that of some guy in the gym throwing kicks and pads and okay, but what about the guy? Do y'all remember the old Mortal Kombat movie, the first one?
Oh yes,
yeah.
Remember Sub-Zero's first showing? We had our boy with the do-rag wrap up in the mask. over here, see, right? Fam, you know if that man had put his hands on Sub-Zero and Sub-Zero didn't have powers, Sub-Zero would have been cooked. That's why they killed him first, okay? This is my point. Dude, the person that's in the gym with like comfortable R&B music playing in the background, but he's practicing the same techniques, focused, he's on rhythm, doing his technique properly, making sure everything is hitting. Same thing with Kenpachi. You put the technique over the power, because when you do something accurately and with speed and focus, the power comes with it like a punch. You ain't got to put no power in your punch. Just make sure the punch hits where it's supposed to.
True.
Mm-hmm.
And that's money. So that I would choose Captain Yamamoto Ginryosai as my teacher. The man is patient. He does not accept failure from people that aren't trying. Every single person he's fought in Bleach, he said the same thing. I taught you. You guys were my students, and I never let you shy away from what it is I believe you can do. He believes in his students. He takes that shit to heart. He wants these people to be strong. Yeah. But if you stray from the path, he's gonna come after you. Like he don't play that you fucked up as my student thing. None of that. So I think for martial arts, I think he's a great teacher.
Yeah. My favorite thing about Yamamoto having like teaching Kenpachi Kendo is like because he knew, because of things that happened later in the manga, he knew Kenpachi was basically a prodigy in everything that he did. And so he was like, all right, we're going to teach you how to swing this sword with two hands instead of one. And then he did it, and they were like, okay, he's a little too strong, so we should like stop him from doing this.
Yeah, man, it's that same thing about teach a man to fish. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
See, Bleach is one I haven't really got into yet because it's so big.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
So, but as soon as I got some time, I'm gonna have to sit down and watch it because I mean, this is not the first time I've heard about Bleach because I'm kind of the noob among all four of us here. But yeah, Bleach is kind of one of the ones that I hear everybody talking about to where it's you have to watch this.
The best thing you can do for yourself, though, just like any other shonen anime, go to Google, get you that filler list.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Make sure you
skip that
so
filler.
you dodge all that
Hella
shit,
filler.
and then you'll
Yeah.
be just fine.
You got hella
Mhm.
filler. So so who's gonna take so it's a good explanation, Derek, my brother. So in that saying, who wants to take it off and choose their two martial artists? Who wants to go?
I'll go next.
Yeah,
okay.
If that's cool.
Go
So,
ahead, my brother. Take it away.
For me, the martial artist that I would like to learn from is Bang from One Punch Man.
Yeah.
Woo!
Because Bang is ridiculous, and he has a really good set of morals. Like, without going too much into One Punch Man spoilers, he had a student named Garo that he was like, okay, this is a prodigy, and like, I want to invest in them. But the thing about Garo is like, he didn't look up to heroes, he looked up to monsters instead of heroes, and he wanted to be a villain. And so it got to the point where Garo was beating up people in
He was
the
smacking
dojo.
Hero.
Yeah, he was beating up people in the dojo, and Bang was like, all right, you need to leave. And so Bang beat the shit out of Garo and then banished him from the dojo. Yeah. And the best thing about Bang's techniques is his specific style. He has a technique that's both offense and defense. Like to give a good example of it, from Naruto, Neji with his rotation technique, it's offensive and defensive.
That it is.
And he has a technique that he uses when they're fighting the alien dude. What is his name? Boros? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
When he's fighting Boros, and he uses this like rotation technique, and he's just deflecting all of this debris and everything off of Genos to protect him from all of this all of these stones and shit, and it's like super cool.
In line.
Yeah. Good one.
In line.
Who was your second one?
Oh, my second one? That would be, what is his name? He's from Kenichi, History Strong. Hayato Furinji. Yeah,
Furinji.
the old man. The old man is busted. Like, there is nobody in the entire series that can match him.
No.
And he specifically fights with like 0.0001% of his full power. Because if he did anything more than that, he would kill whoever he fights.
Jesus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Old man Hayato he wasn't no joke.
Yeah, and when he tells Kenichi a story from when he was younger. He's like, oh, when I was younger, I fought 500 Shaolin masters at once, and I won.
Oh yeah, he's cold.
Yeah.
It don't make no sense how cold he is.
Yeah. Like, for me, I really like the old man martial artist archetype. Like, my runner-up, if I didn't pick these two, was gonna be Kuroki from Kengan.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, he's mine. Yeah,
because
Definitely.
he and Kengan Ashura in that realm, he is the pinnacle of martial arts.
Yeah.
Because as far as technique goes, nobody can match him.
Kuroki's
And like, even if he's like nonchalant with his mentees, he can definitely bring out the most in them too.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
On your topic of like old men, like masters and stuff, it always kind of reminds me of Tung Fu Roo from Fatal Fury.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I was always drawn to that character when I was younger, like playing Fatal Fury Special growing up and stuff. I'm so glad though you didn't say Kaio Ryu though.
Yeah, no.
I mean, the thing is, I would like to have seen Kaio Ryu against somebody that wasn't Yujiro Hanma.
I think everybody
Because
did.
he just got slapped within seconds of that fight starting. But
I think my favorite thing about Japanese tropes in general, as far as masters and what we're talking about, because you literally just said it, the older you get, the deadlier you are. Like, if you're the oldest man in the anime, you're probably going to be like the strongest dude right under the main character or the main character's nemesis.
Right. And that was Haruka, man. When Yujiro backed up in that fight, I'm like, Yujiro's backing up. When he backed up and he threw the punch, he said, "What are you so scared of?" And he punched the wall. I said, "Damn."
Yeah, that's how it's like.
And I think a lot of that does stem. I think that's a cultural thing.
Yeah,
like
they're just very respectful of
they really respect their elders.
Akuma should be fucking 80 years old by now, and he's just every time he shows up, he's just 1,000 deaths.
Yeah, well, like Derek, I don't know if you remember Akuma's concept art for 5. Like he was actually drawn older than he was supposed to be. Like his hair was white and everything. Yeah. And like the thing about it too is like especially with Akuma, like he definitely respects his elders, but he also respects people that can give him a challenge. Because like in one of the games he's fighting Gin, who's also an older martial artist, and they're like evenly matched. And then you see in Street Fighter 5, like finally after all these years of them starting their fight, you see that Akuma canonically wins their fight against each other.
Finally, right.
Yeah.
Right, because I think didn't Akuma say he learned Raging Demon from a Chinese martial artist.
Yep.
I didn't know that. I think it either said it in Alpha 3 or I forget the ending game, but he was up against Gin and they were both staring each other down. And Akuma was like, I would Raging Demon you right now, but there's no point because you didn't want to show me how to do the bitch in the first place because you did your shit on me.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Thing too with
from.
Another old character in Street Fighter, Oro.
Oro.
He practices ninjutsu. Yeah, and he's like 100 years old.
And he doesn't even he's missing an arm. All kinds of shit.
He specifically fights with one arm because if he fought with both, he would kill whoever he fights. Yeah. And so when he meets Akuma, he's like, at best, the most that we would do to each other is mutually kill each other.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
Old people understanding, I guess. I love that shit. Because the younger cats come up like, what's good? You old as fuck. Clap, done.
Clap.
Next
respect your elders.
Right.
Every anime's got that old character that just puts hands on somebody. Damn.
Dude.
So in that note, I'll go next. All right.
Yes,
so my first one, man, I've been thinking about this since I got here. It's so many good martial artists. And we always talk about the old men. I'm gonna go one of them. The first, well, he's a younger guy from Kengan. I've been reading so much Kengan, and I'm gonna say my boy, the floating cloud, Sen Hatsumi. Hatsumi, hey, he ain't no old man, but now I wouldn't have him train me just due to Hatsumi's personality. But he was cold. I didn't like when I started watching Kengan and I saw his fight with Takayuki Chiba. I'm like, you laid your boy out in 26 seconds. 26 seconds he laid dude out. And then when I got into the manga, when he fought against Bondo, man, Hatsumi and then I like how Nogi like talks about him. Like I like his backstory. He's supposed to be the next Fang at that time when he go train. And he left. I like how Katara, he's like, I'll train. He said a week later. He got bored and quit.
Yeah, he got bored.
But I like how Nogi was like, man, and his personality, he reminds me of, he's a slacker, but he's not a slacker. He's got so much talent. He's got like a mix of Nico, because Oma said he reminded him of Nico.
Yeah.
And he kind of reminds me of Captain Kuroka from Bleach.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like the lazy, but they're like super deadly, like fighters when they get serious. Yeah.
Yes.
And that's another interesting thing too, like culturally, because Japan, they place so much emphasis on working hard and having a solid work ethic. And Hatsumi cuts against all of that because he's kind of a slacker. He's like your here in America, we'd call it like your stereotypical stoner personality.
The way he talks. When I first heard him talk, Kengan.
Oh yeah,
and he's so clueless. The fact that Nogi, but there's a reason why he chose Hatsumi. He could have probably chose a lot of other Kengan fighters.
oh yeah.
When he said it, and I got when he got the more of the backstory, he was like, yeah, he's a slacker, but when Hatsumi gets rolling, you can't stop him.
Mm-hmm.
Like when he really gets rolling, when he said, and I give high regard to Hatsumi, he beat Wakitsuki. And when Wakitsuki was fighting a lot of people, and then when Seki Bayashi said he's like all the martial artists when he was about to fight Oma, and he said he's all them dudes, and who beat him? Yeah. Wakitsuki. You beat Wakitsuki. He beat Seki Bayashi drunk. Yeah. When they got drunk in the alley.
Yeah, and they got into a fight. Yeah, he was like, that's the first time I've been like knocked over so soundly by somebody so much smaller than me.
Hatsumi. I'll go ahead.
Oh, what's interesting about him too is he uses a fighting style that I feel like you don't really see a lot in like
Aikido.
He uses Aikido.
That's why I like the judo, Aikido, jiu-jitsu fighters. I love it.
Aikido is honestly, because I'm not a black belt. I'm only a purple for Aikido, but Aikido is meant for the street. That technique is for the streets, right? You do, somebody's over here throwing wild punches at you like some idiot, or they're the person that walks up and grabs your shirt like, bitch, what you gonna do? And you just, hey man, you gave me this free hand. Let me go ahead and twist that bitch. And if you're a martial artist and you know what to do, you're supposed to move your body with whatever he's twisting. So that means you need to fall to the floor or flip to the floor. Otherwise, he's just going to break your wrist. Like Aikido is a martial art that puts fear in you when you feel it. That's what's so dope about it. So yeah, if there's somebody that can just do that shit.
Takayuki Shiba, the fight it's a good example when you said that. When Takayuki Shiba tried to do the Aikido move on Hatsumi, and he just grabbed him, and he thought he looked all close, and then the martial artist was behind him, he was mimicking, and then Hatsumi just said, "Bruh, you shouldn't have tried that," and then broke him down within seconds.
Like Sin immediately flipped the grab that Chiba did to him, and was like, "Well, this is it for you,
bruh."
Like I said, I mean, a lot of people don't even know it, but a lot of people's first introduction to Aikido is Steven Seagal movies.
Yeah.
Like if you've ever seen any of Steven Seagal's movies, he is a practitioner of Aikido.
People make fun of him, but you're right.
Yeah. I mean,
all that shit, right?
I mean,
it's true.
Yeah.
People, I mean, people give him a lot of crap because he's Steven Seagal, let's be honest. But I mean, dude can throw hands. I mean, if it came right down to it, I wouldn't,
No, you wouldn't fuck with. That's the thing. That's what's wrong. Thank you so much for saying this. I just got to take it there really fast. People only talk shit about martial artists because they're not in the UFC. Steven Seagal versus John Jones. Steven Seagal wouldn't win because you're basing a martial art style that's hundreds of thousands of years old, ancient technique, versus some nigga in a sport.
Yeah.
Come on now, fam. People don't respect him because now granted, he did do some shit over here. Like, I taught Anderson Silva how to do this and that. And I get that. Yes, Steven Seagal does make himself look like he's an overglorified something. He deserves the bullshit that he gets some of the time. But granted, if you meet the man on the street and you try to throw a punch at him and he breaks your whole damn wrist.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't do your homework, stupid.
Oh yeah. Nah, ain't no nothing to play with. Hatsumi, that's what I like the jiu-jitsu, the judo. I like the throwing, the reversals. Now teacher, man, it's between these two. And I'm sorry, between Nico Tokita and Akisame Koitsuchi from Kenichi, the philosophical judo master.
Yeah.
Damn, the judo teacher. Damn.
Man, mustache. Yeah.
Yeah,
man,
He's a
Akisame.
beast.
Akisame, when I first watched Kenichi, and then when we see the masters, and he was like, yeah. He was like, oh, these guys are all strong. And then you look at Akisame, and I'm like, he was like, yeah, you would get trained by him. He's like, oh, he doesn't look that bad. Man, when he had Kenichi carry him on the tire, carry him around, and then he had him like on a rope, like he had him like he had him like on a spike thing, and Kenichi was supposed to hold himself up. You had the toughest teacher. When he fought the wrestler on the street and he was doing the example and showing Kenichi a lesson, it was like some mobster in a lucha libre suit. And Akisame was holding on. He was trying to grab him, and Akisame he was gripping the sewer pipe with his foot, and he couldn't throw Akisame. And the dude bit the light pole. Akisame just pushed it back. He said, "You're breaking private property," and bent it back with his finger. I said, "This man, he was patient. He gave Kenichi the best lessons he can give him, and they didn't think he had muscles. And then they showed Akisame actually training with he had his garb on, and he like put it off. And when he was lifting up them statues with his hand, I said." And then when I read the manga, when he fought Boris's teacher, the dude from Russia, and when they went to Germany to go capture him, Akisame fought him by himself and folded him with that man. Akisame was cold, and I had to choose another one. The runner-up would have been Nico Tokita.
Yeah,
Nico trained Oma very well.
You actually left out the one that I thought you were going to choose was Shibukawa.
I wanted Goki Shibukawa, but after I would say not a psycho, but I would know how he would train me. Seeing Baki characters and their personalities, that's like you said,
yeah.
They're all like nuts.
Yeah, man, I'm getting somebody who's gonna be patient but still be stern.
You guys are really killing me here because the teacher that I was gonna pick is a Baki character, and now I'm gonna
Dopo.
No. Listen, I haven't even chosen my second one yet. I only told you my first.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
First off, Baki characters. There's nothing wrong with Baki characters.
No.
And I'm gonna say this character, and he is a Baki character. Honestly, I would have chose either Nico Tokita or the guy from Kengan that either one of the clan master that teaches everyone the release technique.
Ario,
because either Yoma or the other dude, they both can do the shit. And I'm sitting here like, yo, if you can teach me to just unleash my Satsui no Hado, you know what I'm saying? Let me have that in my tool set. You know what I'm saying? Let me have that. If you happen to
trying to use the advantage,
right? If you happen to whip my ass and you did not kill me yet, and I still have a second breath, the second breath is gonna be some shit that's going. You ain't even gonna touch me on the second breath. Okay?
If you have remove or advance, I would have chose Nico after seeing Nico train Oma, and he was a dope master. He was a dope because he wouldn't believe in like when Oma was the beginning Oma, before Oma was all hot-headed and when Nico was trying to teach him, he's like, use the Nico style, use what the techniques I taught you. And when Oma just saw you lost with it, it's not about how about what you do with it. It can be and when Oma finally realized that it's your technique now, and I like when he was fighting Ryan. He said, it's my Nico style. And Nico popped up behind him like his little image. He was like, you're right. It's your technique now. Use it how the way you believe.
From now on, it's like, he's like, you're going to develop it from here on out. It's your style now.
It's been passed down. But I was going to say that the actual character that I would have chosen for my secondary is Dopo Orochi. I would have chosen. I would have chosen Dopo. His karate style. His karate style is not even based on just Shoto karate or Dopo karate, any type of specific karate. It is literally, I do karate, you're a boxer, I'm gonna change my technique depending on what the fuck you're gonna do.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna bust your ass.
That's another thing that I wanted to talk about too.
Yeah, the first time that he went up against who's the boxer, the newer boxer, Muhammad or
Muhammad Ali
Jr. The first time they met each other, he was like, "Oh, that's cute. You supposed to be Baki. You supposed to be the hardest dude out here. Well, go ahead and do that boxing shit on me on the street real quick. Come on, come here. Come here.
Bruh.
Boxing dude went up on him. Dopo. Boxing dude's on the ground.
Derek,
Why
and
is this happening?
Dopo was in like a street, like in like street clothes. He was in a suit
Dude,
and some
he's in a
loafers.
whole suit. He goes and looks, dude.
Yo!
He looks for the smoke. Okay?
Oh,
He goes and searches you out on the streets, and it's like, listen, fam. I've been doing karate my whole life. I went and left my dojo and all my students to somebody else so I can pull up on your front porch, okay? And see what the fuck you doing before you hit this tournament. What's good? What you do?
Yeah.
I want him. I want him.
Broke his hand.
In the fight, the first time Dopo meets Dorian.
Yes.
Yeah.
He gets his hand cut off. He's still like, he still smacks him
Punching
around.
with the nub.
Right, punches him with nubs. Exactly.
Yeah, and he like literally after the fight, he went to go look for ice, put his amputated hand on ice, and then went for the doctor to get it reattached.
Yeah,
And came back for the second round. He was like, "Yeah, my arm is good as new, bro."
Yeah, and he got hypnotized, and he was like, "This doesn't mean anything to me."
You take his eye away, he doesn't care. Stab him in the chest, he don't care. Cut his hand off, what's good? I don't.
Yeah.
Dopo is If you ever would get trained by somebody, Dopo does have to.
Bro.
Yeah,
Dopo,
and like he also fought a tiger.
Yes.
Tiger Slayer.
He did. Yeah.
Fought a whole tiger. But you didn't call him. And that's Sagat. That is
bro.
The Baki version of Sagat.
That's what I love. See, that's okay. Real fast. That's what they do. That's why we have kickboxing. Muay Thai fighters were they went to Japan and they were beating the shit out of karate. Karate was getting his ass whooped to Muay Thai. So karate was like, what the fuck can we do about this? All right, we're going to cultivate a technique that makes it so that we can use our karate style, but also add knees and different kinds of kicks and stuff like that. And we will call it kickboxing. That is where it came from.
Yeah.
No?
And that's what Dopo does. Dopo is a karate fighter, but when you do some shit that he ain't, all right, well, I'm about to use this other martial art plus this other martial art. I got to bust your ass. You can't just be better than me. I'm the oldest dude out here. I'm going to fuck you up until I die.
He is one of the most, like, adaptive fighters I think I've seen in an anime. Now, granted, like I said, my experience is far lower than your guys, but
oh man, he is one of the most adaptive fighters in anime.
Dopo can adapt to any sort of situation. I mean, when he got hypnotized by Dorian in the theme park, I mean, somehow, some way, he managed to mentally adapt to that.
It was all muscle memory.
You're great.
He's done the technique so much, it's engraved in his body. Like playing a fighting game, muscle memory. You do the move so much, you'll get used to it. He got used to it. Even the fight, you didn't see the fight when he fought against the dude from the other Baki series when he fought Yu Amanai. When he put the dude, he was like the grappling.
Oh yeah.
He put off his fingernails, and he put him in like he put Dopo in a hold, and dude just had his fingernails out. And he just like ripped them off, and he was like, "Damn." He said, "Hey, bro, he ripped his fingernails off. He tore some of his hair out. Like he rolled up all behind him, and he then snapped some of his hair out. And he said, "Hey, bro, you gotta be on them toes, bro. Dopo's dope."
Oh yeah.
Dopo.
I mean, because Go ahead, Ed.
Like I've talked about this before. It's like, and what kind of bothers me a lot about Japanese series, especially with ones that feature like various different martial arts, is that they frame boxers as like jobbers.
Oh yeah.
Like you see that really hard in the Baki series too.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Mike Tyson equivalent to in prison, and then you got Muhammad Ali Jr. like in their jobbers, but like you see it really good in like Kengan, where like with Gaolon, and he's like the pinnacle of striking and boxing too. Like he literally picked up boxing to cover the weakness in his Muay Thai. And
Gaolon. Definitely good example.
Yeah, and it's like the creator of Kengan Ashura was like, why would like the heavyweight champion of the world be weak? Like, why would he not be able to contend with these other people?
Yep.
I mean, and
Yeah.
I think too that it's the idea that boxing, like as we know it, is thought of, I guess, on the surface as being like a very one-dimensional sport because it's strictly fists. And I think that they look at that as you are basically letting so much other technique and so much power just with the line because you're not using your legs, you're not using holds, you're not using any of that. You're straight using your fists.
But the reason I enjoyed Baki, that was a perfect. I'm sorry, because every time you say this amazing shit, and it makes me want to just come in. I'm sorry. when you, that's exactly the point of why I enjoyed Baki for the Ali series, or at least that season or that arc, because they said boxers, yes, just like you said, 2 dimensions, whatever like that. Then Japan sees it, and they're like, just so you know, boxers kick too. Off the ground, right?
Mm-hmm.
Boxers have footwork that other martial artists don't. Boxers are like the fastest people in combat sports or in combat period, because a boxer can be here, you reach to grab them. Well, nigga, I'm over here. Nigga, I'm back here now. What are you reaching for? What are you trying to hit? What are you trying to kick?
The dodge is such a it's such a big part of a boxer's repertoire that like they don't really like, you don't really think about it, but the footwork and the bobbing and the weaving that they talk about, feints, all that stuff. I mean, it's boxing is very much it's a mental sport as much as it is physical, but I think that it's very easy to look at boxing and see it as like on a lower tier as say Kenpo or Aikido or something like that, something that has thousands of years of technique built into it, and boxing is very much like a stylistic difference from person to person. No 2 boxers fight the exact same.
Nope, you're right. Yeah, even when they try to, it's still different.
Like there is no athlete on the planet that can go out and perfectly mimic Muhammad Ali's style of boxing, because it's still distinctly your own at the end of the day. Even if you are building everything down to the slightest movement on what he did, it's still, there's a slight variation in it because it's not the same person.
Yeah. And there's that iconic video of Muhammad Ali dodging like 17 punches in 20 seconds. And
he was wild, man. But
and then the little pop off he did after he dodged all of them too.
But so now, like, I guess it's down to me for who we're going with, right?
Yep.
So I mean, we got Dopo out of the way. We've pretty much exhausted that topic of Dopo. Now, my second is, now if this is a disqualifier, I'm sure Derek or Everett will tell me, but hear me out before I get it out. I'm gonna go with Kiritsugu Emiya from the Fate series.
Ooh,
because
I don't doubt that at all. I know where you're going with it. Keep going.
Because what I really find fascinating about that character's fights is they employ what's called gun fu or bullet battle from the John Woo movies like Hard Boiled and The Replacement Killers, and like at the end of the Fate series or the Fate Zero. That fight with him and Kirei Kotomine.
Man, that fight with him and Kirei was cold.
He's using every limb. He's using his guns. He's using everything at his disposal. And I mean, that is the epitome of that bullet ballet kind of kind of thing. And I mean, I don't know. Like if we're talking about who I would train under.
No, first off, it's if we didn't live in that anime world, if we didn't have That's why I meant the thing I meant with Kenpachi and the sword. If we weren't in a world with Reitsu or spirits that fight for us or any type of celestial energy or whatever to embody us to do the technique, if we just had the technique alone, Gun Fu wins 90% of the time anyway. I don't know who's fucking with Gun Fu.
A lot of like the four of us know what I'm talking about, but I think people watching may not exactly know what I'm talking about. The most like recent what's the word example of Gun Fu that I can think of that people would have seen would be John Wick.
Yep.
John Wick.
Yeah,
John
that's
Wick
the
really
most recent example. Yeah.
Or even Equalizer.
Yeah.
With
Denzel.
With Denzel Washington. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, even the Transporter movies with Jason Statham had it in there. I mean, it's one of those things that's it's become like culturally like ingrained in us from action movies, but most people don't know what it don't know that it has a name, number one, or they don't always recognize it when they see it.
Listen, but we're in a world today where taking it outside to settle this like men doesn't even happen unless because you're gonna take it outside and he's gonna look at you and pull up the shirt like, I mean, right? So hey, I'm gun. If it's gun versus gun, you showdown, you know. So absolutely.
Yeah, I really. Plus, I just really enjoyed that character in general watching the Fate series. And I wish we would have seen a lot more of him than we actually even did, but specifically him fighting.
Yeah, Kiritsu, that was the best fight to me
because his fight with Kirei damn near overshadows all of the servants, all the servant fights.
That fight was the dopest fight to me out of Zero to me. When I saw that fight and them going at it with Kirei steals and him Kiritsu pulling out every machine gun, had a knife.
Yeah,
he threw it at.
I mean, shit. It's what they do for the Fate series in general is brilliant. The main character Shiro, he became. I mean, in Unlimited Blade Works, he became the spirit, right? Yeah. And even then, even though he's the archer, he's over here using blades, and he knows how. And he knew how to use a bow before. He had multiple martial arts before he became a spirit. He just cultivated his magic. So when he turned into the other thing, he could still. Now he's just a dual wielding blade guy that has the option to shoot you as an archer too.
Yeah,
that's more for your tool set. That's the martial arts. These are great examples.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But yeah, I think as far as teaching goes, as far as who I would learn under, I would have to go with Dopo, just because I think that the amount of knowledge that character has that he could pass on to another person is just almost limitless.
I mean, look at Katsumi. I'm gonna give Katsumi credit. And then Katsumi started involving whatever his karate was called, and started evolving it with whatever Dopo taught him. Like I said, I gave him credit when he fought Pickle.
Wait, was that?
Yeah, like he literally develops a punch that's like faster than the speed of sound.
The Sonic Fist, when he fought Pickle.
Katsumi was the guy that they rolled up in the wheelchair to fight Dory.
No, that's right? Koto. That's Kato.
Yeah, that's Koto. Katsumi is like the kid that Dopo adopted or something like that.
The circus.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, that's his adopted son. The one Dorian kicked the wood in his neck. The one when he first rode up in the dojo.
That's who I'm thinking of.
No, Kado got messed up in the sewer.
Yeah, he's the one that got wheeled up to
that was
Dorian?
Kado.
Yeah.
That was Kado who got wheeled up. No, Katsumi didn't get rolled up.
I'm thinking of the guy that Doyle became friends with at the end of Baki.
Yeah, that's Katsumi.
That's Katsumi.
That's who I'm thinking of. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But do we have runner-ups? I mean, have we really got into runner-ups?
I have a runner-up actually.
Because we still got like 15 minutes.
Derek,
hold on real quick.
Sorry, Aaron. Do you have another one, Derek?
I don't necessarily have another one, but he did know I only had 15 minutes today because I'm teaching boxing today. I'm sorry.
No, you good, bro. I told you, hey, man. Hey, bro, whatever time you gave us today, I'm glad your presence was great on here.
So just real quick, make sure is there a link or something so I can share this again for the live?
Oh, let me see.
Make sure to share it everywhere. And
hold up,
I'm looking around on Facebook. I couldn't find it.
I
didn't know
man,
that.
I gotta get better I gotta get better like y'all when y'all do the nerd and stuff. I can't. Hold on. I'm gonna just send you the link of when of the restream thing, and then
and I'll go ahead and get it all set up on my end before I go and train these people.
All right.
For sure. But great episode, everyone. And thank you very much. I am very honored to be here. I hope we get to do it again. It was a great conversation.
Yeah.
You definitely gonna be on here again, bro. Like I said, man.
I'm actually glad that he responded the way he did to Kiritsugu, because I thought for sure they were gonna be like, that's not gonna count.
No, bro. People, like I said, man, my last thing, people watch anime and they only pay attention to, especially here in America, you see the shonens and you're like, he's the strongest dude. Yep. Sasuke is the nastiest man. People don't understand, bro.
Real quick.
What's up?
I'm gonna mention it. Shout out to my boy Anderson. We was gonna have another guest, and we know who he was gonna pick, and he don't watch too much anime. My boy Anderson, he was gonna pick Goku, and he said Goku just had.
I was just gonna scream at him for a whole hour.
Bro, I would have purposely picked Simone from Gurren Lagann because Goku's not throwing planets. Okay, Goku ain't throwing planets or universes. I'll be, hey, who can beat Goku, Nick? I got 5 anime on you right now. What you want to do? What's good?
That's what he ain't on here. I wish you would have brought him. I wish you could have. Anderson, we love you still, bro. Shout out to my boy Anderson Stewart. We love you.
All love to y'all, guys. Thank you for having me.
All right, then, Derek, brother.
Later
on.
Peace.
Later.
All right, Ev. So what's the runner-up for you then, my brother?
My runner-up was gonna be Kisuke Urahara from Bleach. Because not only is he very, very, very smart, he can also come up with a training regimen like specifically based around your habits and get them, pull the most out of you in every session.
Oh yeah, he did it for Ichigo so many times. It's ridiculous. Did it for Ichigo. Had him do the weirdest. He had him do the weirdest shit, but it worked.
Yeah.
Very much like how All Might trained Izuku.
Yeah.
Like all of it.
And then with that, it's like, because a big part of My Hero is how unequipped All Might was to train with Izuku.
Okay.
Because he's never been in a teaching role. He's always been used to being this overwhelming force.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I thought you were gonna say how ill-equipped to be a hero Izuku was.
No.
Because I feel like even that's partial.
Everything about Izuku is it makes sense because he never had a quirk, so he has to build himself from the ground up.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
basically, yeah.
You talking about started from the bottom, now we here type example. I got somebody, and from Soul Eater, Dr. Frankenstein.
Oh yeah, Stein. Yeah, Stein is really good as a teacher too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stein. When he had Black Star,
he's also busted himself.
Man, Stein is cold. I don't know why to include him on here. Stein was. That's the voice of Hiei. Too,
yep, that's Chuck Huber, yeah.
That is my boy. Hey, Dr. Stein was beating up people in a chair. When he was fighting, when he fought against Black Star and fought against Maka, he was beating up folks in a roller chair.
I haven't seen Soul Eater yet.
Watch,
I got it. It's
that's one of the series where you need to watch the anime, and then once it gets to a certain point, you need to read it.
Okay.
Because at that point, the anime does its own thing.
Okay.
I heard too.
Because it kind of diverges from the...
Yeah, it's like with the first Full Metal Alchemist series.
Okay. See, man, I really love Brotherhood, though.
Yeah, Brotherhood follows the manga in its entirety.
Brotherhood?
Yeah.
Because the original Full Metal goes way off the rails there towards the end.
Yeah, it does.
So for me, a runner-up, and you're gonna laugh at this, but just for the giggles, and because he's a prodigy, if he could control himself, I'd train with Meguro.
Yeah, you should just train with Masaki.
Well, yeah,
You can train with the clone.
Yeah.
Don't train with the real one, not the one that's crying blood. You in the middle of a training session, he start laughing at you, and the tongue coming. I'm like, bro, you all right? You got blood coming out, and he might kill you. He might kill you in the training. He might kill you in the training session. All right, hey, Megaro, bro, we're done. Hey, get off me, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you can even train with Setsuna. K-pop Setsuna for that.
I don't know if I would want to do it.
Training with Setsuna. Imagine training with him.
I don't want to.
No, because I feel like it would be like that
God.
like that meme of Beavis from Beavis and Butthead. Help me, he's got a boner. I feel like it'd be like that.
Yo,
Yeah, it would be exactly like that.
Like the characters I would not train with Kengan. Megaro, Setsuna, Akuya, Ryan.
No.
I'm not training. That's what the people I'm not training with.
No.
Akuya be like, Justice. I'm like, hey, bro, I don't like the look in his eye. Ryan might just kill me.
Maybe.
If you ain't strong enough to him, I'm gonna turn to remove it. He might throw you at you a few punches. And
dude, I'd spend a few weeks with Sekibayashi.
With Seki, hey man, he had Koga, right?
Yeah,
he got Koga.
I mean, he got Koga to take that first step towards
he got
being
Koga.
a legitimate fighter.
Oh, Kuroki. That's automatic.
Oh yeah, Kuroki's
look at Rihito. I mean,
like
2 years, and look what he developed.
He went
like Kuroki's really humble about what he can do in a teaching role.
You know what?
Like literally from like the beginning, he was like, "No, I don't take students and all this other stuff." But he literally trained with Rihito for like 2 years, and Rihito got so strong in that time.
Mm-hmm.
Like
just for 2 years. Imagine you stay
2 years
longer. Let me say
even 1 more year.
That's
like
man.
I mean, I would be willing to bet that in this next arc after Omega's over, we see Rihito and Falcon under Kuroki.
Yeah, like on some like I hope he eventually gets to the point where he can learn pre-initiative stuff. Like he just needs to fight more. Like that's how you build the pre-initiative.
Well, and see that's what's interesting too is because like I think that if you look at Kengan Omega characters that came from Kengan Ashura, I think Rihito has like one of the biggest arcs of a character, like one of the biggest trajectories, because he went from being like low tier. I mean, like
he was definitely low tier.
If Kuroki is the top of the card, Rihito was down with Kaneda. I mean, he was way out of his league, and now he got up into purgatory and he held his own with one of their best fighters, or what we knew was one of their best fighters. And
Falcon was
he held it. I mean, he held his own.
He would have won if it weren't for the poison. He would have won.
Agreed.
Yeah, and like Lalong and them said, like he would be like the top of the B list if he was in purgatory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that was definitely no joke.
Yeah,
I would if Oma hell, I would say Oma, but. I was like, let's just train. Let's just have you. That's why I said Nico. I would have loved to got trained by Nico. Like, even though he was definitely a good teacher. He had good intentions. He cares about his students. He cared about Oma so much. Like you consider him his son.
Yeah.
He named him and everything. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would have trained. I would have had got. And then I apologize. He's like, did you like? He was like, I'm sorry, I had to train you the way I did.
It's the only way I know how.
This is the only way I know how. And if he knew how to do it a different way, for him not to go through all the suffering and everything, I would have trained you different. But that's the way I knew how to do it. I like how you explained to him, like, and he said, "You're mad at me? No, that's the only way you knew how to do it."
Like Oma was like, "No, it's like you've been my goal this entire time." It's like I'm like really glad that I'm getting trained the exact same way that you did.
Cause look at Oma now, and we even see like I can't. Woo, like I said, man,
I honestly think Oma at this point is Kuroki tier.
Oh
Like
yeah,
in as far as Omega goes.
Man, he's got Kure techniques. I hope he fights Long. That's just gonna be the pinnacle. If we're seeing Jirota and he's the second strongest, and
Right.
Long is the top. That's when we've been talking. I've been talking about it. I've been missing the chat, but I told Tim. I said, if Jirota's this scary, and he's only the second strongest, imagine how Long is going to be.
Yeah.
Oh, good God.
Like I would want Lelong to be the strongest, but for him to not be involved with the worm, like he's just another super strong person.
I would
That's
agree.
what I would love for Lelong.
Yeah, I think that if they revealed that Lolong was part of the worm, I would take that as a cop out. I feel like such a cop out.
Yeah, I would. Anybody else? Okay, I wouldn't want. He's been the hype train for me for this team.
Oh yeah,
I'm ready to see the rest of them. Like I said, I'm still interested. Definitely interested in Nicholas.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so interested in Nicholas.
Yeah.
And I told Tim too, Everett. It'd be because I was telling him. I said Akuya and Nicholas. That definitely makes logical sense. The two people that want to kill.
Yeah, the two killers. Yeah.
But then I was like, so what if he fights a dude that don't have no killing intent? Like, what if Nicholas gets paired up with Okubo?
Like that would be a bummer because like even despite everything, like we already knew that Alan and Ryan were gonna fight each other, and like because they're both a part of the same clan, so it would make sense for the two killers to fight each other as well. So
That's
like if Nicholas doesn't fight Akuya, it's like who would he fight? Is the big thing.
I feel like he would get like Okubo.
Well,
I feel like he would get. I don't know why.
If you think about it though, what's interesting is, and I put this together just now. Every single fighter in Kengan has an analog in Purgatory. Like they have a character that's a mirror image of them.
Lolong and Oma.
Well, I mean, think about it. Carlos and Gaolong.
Yeah.
Ella and Julius.
The two biggest characters. The two Fangs. Well, the one that called out the other Fang.
Mm-hmm.
The two goo users.
The two goo ritual survivors.
Two weren't. Well, I'll say Knight and Ryuki. I don't know how to.
There's a worm connection.
The worm connection. The two Kure Wu members, the two Kure members, pretty much removal users, and then the two judo users so far. So yeah,
so I think so. By that logic, though, I think that Akuya and Nicholas fighting would be a solid pick.
Oh no, definitely.
Because it seems like all the characters that are getting matched up together are all analogs of one another. Yeah.
So far, like I said, we got the two judo. Now, I'm thinking, like I said, we still got predictions, and it's a roller coaster to find out who's fighting who when we get the Raws on Wednesday. I'm thinking Natoku would fight maybe Tarashi or Faye.
I could see Tarashi.
I said Tarashi and Wakitsuki. I want to see what he's like. I want to know what his fighting style is. We don't know nothing about him, but I feel like he'll match Will. I don't know why, but I feel like it'd be a good match if he fought Wakitsuki.
Okay.
Don't know why. But Lolong and Oma, we just call on that still. Okay. Lolong, Oma, Akuya, Nicholas. Everybody else is a coin toss.
Yeah.
We got five fighters left for both sides. The 13 that we dope to witness it from the beginning, from when we watched rereading it up till we're now down to the 5.
Yeah.
Down to 5 fighters each from both teams. Yeah. And but hey y'all,
we're coming up on an hour now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey man, episode was good.
Yeah, solid.
Yeah, that was a really good episode.
Hey man, now the next one's gonna be like it's gonna be like something like your top martial artist. We're gonna do top swordsman, people that use the weapons, use the blade. I don't care what blade, but we got two. Pick your 2 again.
There's gonna be so many to pick. I'm gonna have to pick a few out of.
But instead of your sensei, this will be your test. The person that you basically would have to fight to learn the final technique.
Oh shit!
Like somebody you would have. Yeah, your sensei. Yes, to learn the final technique.
Okay.
Woo, just anybody. You will pick the 2. Pick your 2 favorites.
I got
And-
like 2 off the jump already.
Bruh, I thought, woo!
I have 2 off the top of my head that I'm thinking of, and
The one you would have to fight.
yeah,
The one you would
shit.
have to fight and get past to learn the technique, learn the technique to get past off of you. Who would you have a better chance of fighting? Like and like I said, personality, their techniques, their habits, everything, training methods are all included, and you would include it in there.
Okay.
So that'll be it won't be next week's episode because I have my child next Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be. I always wish I could get us during the week, but work week during the week sucks. But
Yeah, it does.
so
Yeah.
I just can't. Y'all are cool. It's just, and I'd be like, I don't know what time I'm getting off.
Yeah.
So I can gauge it better. And if I had a laptop at home, I can just do it from home, and I can do restream from home. It'd be a lot easier. I'm already home. We can just get on and then do it.
Yep.
But hey, we're at the hour. I appreciate y'all.
Oh yeah.
Derek, again, shout out, brother, man. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. And I'll get somebody else probably next time. Man, we got a couple weeks. So pick y'all 2 to choose. Pick 2 swordsmen of anything. They use a sword, or hell, if their body's a sword. And it's a particular character that I got in mind for that. Choose your 2. Man, we will come back the following week, y'all. So I will keep y'all posted. Hey, like, share, subscribe, comment to the YouTube Justin Anime page and the YouTube the Facebook group Justin Anime page. If y'all want to see a certain topic, Justin Anime at gmail.com. Send that to my email and I will check it and I will see what y'all could come up with ideas. And hey, like I said, good episode. I appreciate y'all, whoever all came on and watched. Peace and chicken grease, and y'all have a good one.